Thank you for joining me in this video today. We're going to be looking at the North American best pros and best teams. Now, I formatted this in a way where it is like a tier list. So I did D, C, B, A, S, and no S plus, but the best person and the best team. So with that being said, let's go right into it. And if you guys like this, I can do EU as well because I know a good amount about EU, but not as well as NA. So starting off D tier, here's my list right here, and here are my two teams right here. I think this is pretty accurate. The lower on the tier list, I actually don't know the teams and the people as well. Not to say that I don't know them at all, but I've watched my fair share of Pittsburgh Knights and Susquehanna Sonics games, and I hope I pronounced that right. Maybe that's wrong. But I think these players are still all very good. They're in RLCS, so this isn't by any means calling them trash or shitters. This is just, I think they're on the lower end of the RLCS spectrum. One person that comes to mind, Taroko. He's brand new to Rogue, and he's probably higher than a D tier. I think he will be soon. When I see him in ranked games, I think he's like absolutely filthy. So maybe that was too low for him, but he is very new to RLCS, so I think he'll be up in no time. As for other members, I know Ajax has been on the scene for a while, J Russ as well, and maybe I put them too low. Maybe Rodoko as well. I mean, all of them really. So if you think this is a terrible start to the list, let me know in the comments below. But I think these teams and their records and these players' performances reflect that. I think they're D tier for that reason. So moving on, we're on the C tier. So my three teams will do first: Alpine, the Peeps, and E United. E United has been starting to improve since they picked up Tristan, and Alpine has been starting to play better the past few weeks, I want to say, and they've kept the same roster, of course, Magic Bear, Percy, and Jordan, and I think the more they play with each other, the better they'll become, so maybe one day they'll be like top 4 NA, not sure. And the Peeps are just, I don't know if they have, I think they have to make roster changes if they want to see improvement. I think AJ is easily their best player on their team, and I think the other two are just stuck on defense a lot of the times when I watch them play, which is Gyro and Illusion, I believe, yes. So going into the C tier players, we have Calm, who is also new to RLCS on version 1, but he is played a little longer than Taroko, I think, and he plays with Gimmick and Torment. But I think Calm is a sick addition. Honestly, he could be B tier. I think he's a very good player. Rizzo, I may have ranked too low. He is probably the lowest ranked player of anyone on the Big 4 NA teams. So maybe I should have Rizzo at least B tier. I probably messed that up. I think Rizzo is B tier. Maybe I disrespected him because of like the mechanics thing, but really Rizzo is a great shooter. He's a great team player. He kills people or demos people all the time. I mean, he challenges well. He plays defense well. So I'm gonna say he's B tier actually. So that's the one change I'm gonna make so far to this list. Chicago. Oh wow, he's another person I put in C tier actually for G2, and Chicago I think I'm actually gonna keep in C tier. I think that was the right decision because G2 hasn't been playing well lately, and I think at the time I made this list I was reflecting it off of their most recent performances, so that's probably why I put Chicago and Rizzo in C tier. But I always see him. I know points isn't a huge thing in Rocket League, but it does have some meaning in it, and I see Chicago on the bottom of the leaderboards pretty consistently lately. So that makes me wonder if he's not playing well, therefore the team's not playing as good, or what's going on there. So, yeah. Anyways, Illusion Gyro, as I said before on the Peeps, I think they're good. They just have to, they got to find a way to expand their game. They need more offensive productability, if that makes sense. So that's the case with them too. Percy, Jordan's on there too. Not Magic Bear though. I saved him for later. Honestly, they could be around the same area. I think this team is so solid. Like, I think these players are very, very equal. They could all be B. They could all be C. I gotta be honest, I haven't watched them like as much as the other teams in NA, but I mean, they're good players. Their chemistry is everything. So if they don't mess up like the rotation, something like that, I think they could be a filthy team in RLCS. So Tristan is the new player for E United, and I've always thought he was a very, very good player from ranked games, CRL games. So that was a huge pickup for E United, and I think he will also be a great addition down the road, along with Com and Taroko for the other teams. ZPS plays for Pittsburgh Knights, and Sosa does too. Yeah, Knights I had ranked as a D team, I believe. Yeah, Knights and Sonic. It's funny, they got the best decals too, and they're both the worst teams. They're great. I don't really have any thoughts. Like, they're really good players. I just want to see them compete with these best teams, you know? That's really all I got to say. Like, they got to get to that next level and consistently beat the top level. But I think Pittsburgh Knights finished 4th in a winter regional, if I'm not mistaken. I'd have to check that. So maybe Pittsburgh Knights is C tier for me. It might have to be. So could be another change to this. Last but not least, we got Memory and Rapid, which is not the Peeps. I get this confused all the times. It's Kansas City Pioneers. So Rapid, Memory, and Beast Mode all play for Kansas City Pioneers. And I think that team is really slept on. They did really, really good in a fall regional, I'm pretty sure. Like, they made a huge run. And they make runs in the winter split as well. So, yeah. I mean, they could be B tier. So, yeah, I think that's it for C tier. Okay, my B tier. My teams are Version 1 and Kansas City Pioneers. This might surprise some of you guys because Version 1 obviously has Torment and Gimmick, and they just haven't had any results, which is kind of shocking. I mean, Gimmick and Torment always the top of ranked leaderboards, which you might not think it means a lot because pros don't really play ranked that often, but it counts for something. Like, you see players like Sipical and JNAFs at the top of ranked 3s, even 2s. So, like, I think that has a huge reflection towards RLCS, but think what you may. So it's kind of weird that Torment and Gimmick are struggling so much, and with this new edition of Calm, we'll see in the next, few weeks, months, how everything plays out, if maybe they'll become that top 4 NA status. So yeah, and actually we have in third Squishy, which is the whole Cloud9 roster, and this might be a an eyebrow raiser for some because Squishy's obviously on NRG, and NRG could be argued as one of the best teams in the region, if not the planet. So I have Squishy there for a lot of reasons. I watch a ton of NRG along with the other big teams in NA, and he looks really awkward, man. Like, I don't know what's up with him. Like, he looked way more comfortable on Cloud9. I remember him hitting way more shots, doing crazier things, just like being in his bag. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like he's trying to adapt this playstyle that Garrett and Justin want him to do, but he's just not like doing it well. He's trying to always keep possession. He's trying to like be super safe and conservative, but like that's not him. That's other people. Squishy, bro, is like, he's a shooter to me. He's a clipper. He's a styler. Like, he does these things, so you just gotta let him go for it. That's I guess that's kind of what I'm getting at, but it's easier said than done. Yeah, I don't know what the deal with him is, but if he's playing good, then I think NRG is the best team without a doubt. He's like their make or break because Justin and Garrett always show up. I've never seen, like, Garrett is just that player that's kind of slept on, but he is super good, and we obviously know Justin's like greatest, if not the best or whatever. But Squishy for me is that make or break player, so I put him in B tier just because of those struggles. Maybe A tier, but B tier because, yeah, why not? We have Shock, best player on the Sonics by a long shot. He made it to the B tier, could be A tier as well, and he was the Season 9 RLCS NA MVP. So, yeah, maybe disrespected Shock a little too, but hey, it is what it is. Yeah, this list is like crazy. You could put any 3 of these together and they'd be a like incredible team. So Magic Bear is that player for Alpine Esports. I think is the best. Turinturo, the second for Rogue, next to First Killer and Taroko. Wonder Mike is, I think, the best player on E United for sure. He's like a ball chaser, but he's a really good ball chaser. So, yeah, I think this is a solid B tier list. Once again, let me know if you disagree or think any changes need to be made, because I whipped this up in, 30 minutes, give or take. But my two teams, if I didn't say already, Version 1 and Kansas City Pioneers, they have results, or they don't have results, but like they can surprise people. That's what this B tier is really about. Okay, moving on to our A tier. Things are getting exciting now. We have Rogue and G2. Now, you probably are wondering, wait, isn't it a Big Four? Isn't G2 a part of it? Isn't Rogue like borderline Big Four? Well, G2 hasn't been playing super well lately, so I think they've fallen out of it. Now there's a Big Three instead of Big Four, and Rogue is on the rise. I think they were just a B tier team with Kronovi. Now they're an A tier team with Taroko, and they can finally start seeing these results that they want to see. So, yeah, G2 and Rogue on the same level as of now, right outside the top teams in NA. And for our players, we got Garrett G, which plays for NRG, obviously, and he is great. He could go for S, I think. AJ is definitely an A player. Arsenal is S or A. Reddles S or A. Mist S or A. Atomic S or A. I mean, all these, man. It's these are all players from great teams. Beast Mode, I may have ranked him too high, but I do think he's the best player on Kansas City Pioneers. I've seen some nasty shots from him. I've seen great gameplay from him. He's got good game sense. So when you put him in comparison with these other players and the achievements, he doesn't belong here. But when I compare just the raw gameplay with each other, I think he does belong here. So he might be B tier. It looks out of place, but I think that was my, what do you call that? That one pick. I don't know. Anyways, that's my A tier list, slash S tier list almost. But all right, here we go. S tier list. Okay, now you see what is the difference between an elite player and a goated player. So we got our teams, NRG and Space Station Gaming, and they're obviously S tier for a reason, because they win everything. Like, they literally win almost everything besides one other team. And yeah, I mean, for our players, we got JNaps, Justin, Sipical, First Killer. That's absolutely disgusting, bro. Like, if you see any of these kids, you are shitting yourself. Like, these kids can do anything. You better watch the fuck out. Like, it's that simple. I don't know what else to say about it. They're all all of them are insane at air dribbling. All of them are insane mechanically. All of them can shoot the ball like nobody else. All of them can control it. They can switch the game on their fucking own. Like, put them together and they're probably winning anything. How about that one? That's a good way to put it. Yeah, but these are my S tier players for a reason. And I have one more slide dedicated to who I think is the best player in RLCS X and the best team. And if you haven't known by now, haven't made the guess, we have Turbo Pulsa and Team Envy in the best tier. So this might be surprising the player, but the team, it better not be, because Envy has been playing better than NRG. You may make the argument that NRG's playing better than them or has won more than Envy, but I'm here to say you're wrong. I think Envy is like a completely better team. I'm pretty sure they got more points in RLCS X than any other team. I may have to check that after. I'm pretty certain about it, though. They're in first place on the NA leaderboards. And yeah, so besides the Envy part, Turbo Pulsa, that might surprise people, because you're thinking, like, he's not even the best player on his team. But all right, for one, 4-time world champion. Okay, let's just get that out of the way. Number two, the dude's insane. Like, he's not insane mechanically like the 4 players we just saw previously. You know, he's nothing like these players. That's what makes him so unique. He is like, he can shoot the ball. He knows how to challenge. He's fucking everywhere, bro. Like, he knows exactly where to be. He's mastered threes. Like, that's the best way to put it. He can defend when he needs to defend. He can beat people to the ball when he needs to beat people. He kills people. I mean, he runs Dominus. Like, what else do you want? He is a goated player. And as goofy as he is, like, as silly as he looks when he's making stuff, as much as he gets roasted, it was kind of hard for me to, think, wow, am I really about to put him as the best player? And yeah, I think he's the best player. It's either him or one of these 4. I mean, you can make a case for any of them, but I actually chose Turbo because of his achievements and what his team's doing now. Every team he's ever been on, he makes him better. So yeah, how about that one? That's going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed watching. I can do a European version if you guys like. I won't be as knowledgeable on it though, because I only watch so much Rocket League. And yeah, leave a like if you like this. Leave a comment if you thought something different, which I'm sure you did. So please leave a comment so I can look and have an opinion as well. And most of all, subscribe if you enjoyed this, because I like to make YouTube videos and I like to share it with you guys. So yeah, that's going to be all for this one. Thank you all. Peace.